If you had missed out the earlier session, then don't worry. You can always ask me for it, and I will be reminding you. If you join this club, I will be your mentor day and night. So you can communicate with me through WhatsApp as well as email. And now I'm going to ask two people here, Joshua and Michael. Joshua, can you say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to be here today?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to be here today.
Okay. Michael, can you see that? Can you say that?
Hi, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me, and glad to be over here.
Yeah, can you say that sentence? I'm happy to be here today.
Oh, and I'm happy to be over here today.
Okay, this is what our teachers taught us in school. They said before a comma, before a full stop, you must tone down your voice. Now, most people won't believe you that you're happy to be here today. Now itself, for the next 40 years, remember this. Before a comma, before a full stop, you must raise the volume. Can you say, Michael, can you say, I'm happy to be here today? As the last word, it must be higher volume. I'm happy to be here today.
I'm happy to be here today.
So a little bit more makes it more believable. Words are only 7%. So earlier when you said it is not so believable, but the moment you say I'm happy to be here today, immediately people know that you are happy to be here today. Joshua, can you say this also? I'm the last word, happy to be here today, louder than the other words.
Happy to be here today.
Very good. You really look happy. So there was a study done where they said words are only 7% in your communication. Words are only 7%. So it is really useless. So 38% is your tone of your voice. So Michael and Joshua, the last word, your tone of your voice is more believable. So remember, 7% is word, 38% is tonality. The tone of your voice makes it more believable. Remember that for the next 40 years of your life, as long as you're in Toastmasters, you consciously remember before a comma, before a full stop, raise the volume. Automatically, this is the first lesson on how to get confidence. If tomorrow you go into the market and then you consciously remember the last sentence before a full stop, I'm going to raise it, you will sound confident. That's the first lesson in confidence. I'm giving it to you now. So 7% only words can communicate. Tonality is only about 38%. The balance around 55% is your body language. So now I'm going to ask you, Michael, I'm going to say this. This is the tiger pose. Okay, let me give you a bit more. This is the tiger pose. Michael, now tell me without using your hands and all, just by using words, tell me to go into the tiger pose. What should I do with my arms?
You should raise your arms. You should raise your arms halfway.
A bit.
Halfway.
Halfway. Don't worry. I know words are useless. Okay. So if you tell me this is how it's a tiger pose, this is how a tiger pose would look like in Kung Fu, then it is easier to communicate with people. So today we are going to go on body language. So the problem here now is that we are all with our Zoom and we are all seated except me. I'm standing because of body language. Just 1 minute, I lost my small point. So you can't show the tiger pose with words. And also, when I took part in the World Championships, I use a topic where I can use my body language. I use Tai Chi. See, my whole body speaks. So next time you want to communicate with an audience, if your body speaks, or you choose a topic where your body can speak, very good. Okay? So like this. And if you stand in a meeting in your office, just remember to add to later talking about Toastmasters. At one point of time, you are going to be a leader. When you become a leader, you have to express. There are 4 tools of expressions in Toastmasters. Your eyes, how you look, your voice, your face, and your body. These are the tools, 4 tools of expression in Toastmasters. So if you don't use it effectively, or you use it wrongly, then you will send the wrong message. So suppose you come for a meeting in your office and you stand like this. Okay? What does this mean? I stand here more like a drug addict. Okay? A drug addict will always stand like this. Hello, brother. Ada barang ah, brother. Okay? So when you stand like this, when you don't respect your own body, you are telling the audience, don't have to respect me. So you must stand upright, sturdy. Okay? So your body itself communicates. And ladies and gentlemen, your parents, they have not joined Toastmasters, where your body communicates, your words don't communicate. So you tell your mother a lie, from your body she can know whether you are lying or not. Okay? So your body must match the words you use. You can't cheat your parents. They are studying your body language. They know what you mean. So they know when you are lying also. So very powerful. Try and express yourself more. Malaysians are generally shy about using body language. So if you overuse your body language in our Toastmasters, we will encourage you. But at the same time, we'll try to tone it down, especially when you overdo it, especially in contests. So if you overdo your body language, doesn't matter. Overdoing your body language is like doing a clowning. See, like in a normal humor contest, you drink coffee, you do. See? Clowning is like this. See? You overact. See? So there is a time when you're supposed to do one thing. And simple words like, simple gestures like this, you're standing on one leg. In the World Championship, the winner stood on one leg also. Okay? But why did she win? There are other things she did better. So don't stand on one leg. Why shouldn't you stand on one leg? Because if I want to go to my right, I just stand on one leg and then I go this side. If I stand on my left leg, it means what? I'm waiting to go out of this meeting. I don't like this meeting. Okay? So it's a very weak gesture. So the best thing is to stand on 2 legs firm. Don't open your legs too wide until an elephant can pass through. Okay? Just normal, sturdy body language. Okay? Always, you want to express a point, look at the eye of the audience. In Zoom, you look at the camera. Okay? 1, 2 seconds. Don't look until the audience get burnt. Some people are very intense look. Okay? Where is Serene? Serene has got an intense look. So to prevent that intense look, she always stands sideways. So the intense look doesn't stare at people. Okay? And bad body language is this. Some people stand with their hands covering their crotch. This is an Adam's pose. Okay? This is what Adam did when he first saw Eve. And this is what Eve did when he first saw Adam. So that is not proper body language. Some people do the roti canai. Okay? Imaginary roti canai. Some people do the spider push-ups. Okay? But remember, this is spider push-ups and it's very distracting. But if you talk like this is called steepling. Like a steeple in a church, this is called a steeple. When you talk like this, people will think that you are very confident. So second point, how to look confident in public speaking. So talk like this. Ladies and gentlemen, the point I like to express, just looking at your body, they know you're a confident person. So there are many things. Even in the Uber Cup, I was hearing the commentator saying, it's the way you come into the court, we can see whether you're confident for today's match. So they're looking at the body language. So first point, I told you about your voice. Second point, I'm telling you about steepling. Ladies generally steeple like this. Why? Men do this because they don't have breasts. Okay? Women do like this. So either way, you look very confident. Okay? So new members, remember this for the next 40 years of your life. After that, you get Alzheimer's, doesn't matter. Some talk like this, like a lion in a cage. Okay? What is wrong in doing roti canai, lion in a cage? This is distracting. The people say now it's going to the right, going to the left, now it's going to turn, and they won't listen to you. So very important, don't go lion in a cage. Now there is a story, I'm going to tell you a story. There was a king who had a son who goes under the table, takes out his clothes, and eats the breadcrumbs on the floor. Why? Because he thinks he is a turkey. So he goes under the table and eats the breadcrumbs. So the king was very sad. So he called some of his best advisors to say, what to do with my son? So the advisor came, asked everybody to leave the place. The advisor went under the table with the son and took out his clothes and told the boy, who says that turkeys cannot stand straight? So he listened and he came out and he stood straight. Who says turkeys cannot wear clothes? Okay? Who says turkeys cannot wear clothes? So he put on clothes. Okay? And then he was back to normal. So the king was very happy to see that. So a simple story about a turkey going underneath the table, coming out, a boy going underneath the table and believing that he is a turkey. So simple way of expressing is through your body language. Pathologists. Now there is a story among pathologists, among doctors, they know this story. There is one guy, he wanted to commit suicide. He wanted to be sure he will die. So he decided to hang himself, same time shoot his head, and when he shoots his head, by chance if he falls into the water, the salt water, he will swallow the salt water and he will drown also. Okay? 3 ways guarantee to die. Okay? So he went there, he tied a rope on his neck, and he wanted to shoot himself. He tried to shoot himself, he shot the rope. Joshua is laughing. And he fell down, swallowed the sea water, vomited out the poison which he took earlier, and he lived for 2 more years. Now, this is a story the pathologist will tell you. So, even if you try to commit suicide, if it's not time to die, it's not time to die. Okay? And this one, those who are, especially Michael, who's already in the business world, when you shake hands with your friends or customers, if they try to put their hand on top, they are trying to control you. Just remember that. When they shake hands with people, you try to, if you want to control them, you make sure your hand is on top, they are at the bottom. If they try to put their hand on top, try to slowly bring back on top. You are not going to control me. So there are some people who want to dominate you. Make sure, luckily pandemic, we don't shake hands now. Okay? Make sure that you look at them in the eye and shake hands straight. Likewise, Saddam Hussein, one of the famous presidents of Iraq, when he shakes hands, he just gives his hand like this, just forward only. He doesn't, until you have to go down and shake hand with him. When you go down, he will look on top And that is how dominating Saddam Hussein was. Okay? So don't let people dominate. Okay? Now, this is a very important one. Even Rushdie sent Alan Pease video, which is in the YouTube. He says, when you point, okay, don't point at people like this, like this, like this, like this. When you want to point at people, just do like this. It is easier for the audience to accept you. If you point at them, they feel offended. Okay? Always open palm. Bring it in the open palm because you don't want to dominate the people. Okay? Any other points? Okay. The worst part, Obama does this. This is a very powerful to put down people. Or you want to express one point very strongly, they put their hands down. Avoid putting down. Always go up. So ladies and gentlemen, I've just given you some pointers. Remember this very importantly. Words are only 7% if you want to communicate. And you don't sound confident with words. The tone of your voice, which we did a session earlier on your voice, okay, is to speak in the middle here. So your middle voice, like right now, I'm speaking in my middle voice. Here, louder. Always before a comma, before a full stop, here. Okay? Consciously switch over here. Practice 100 times one day. After that, you'll be starting to speak in the middle. Okay? You can also go low. You can also go high. You have a colorful range to play with. Don't go to your normal voice, which you start every day in the morning. Consciously switch to the middle tone here. Okay? When you touch your bone here, you can feel the vibration behind your eyes and your bones here. Start speaking from today onwards here. You will sound more confident. And your body language, don't go like a drug addict here. Hello, brother, how are you? Okay. Stand up straight, spine erect, okay? And speak well, speak confidently. So today was a session on body language. We used the eyes just now, we used our voice, we used our body. Okay, which one is the most powerful? Answer. Joshua, which one is the most powerful? Eyes, voice, or body language?
Body language.
Very good. You got full marks today. Over to you, Toastmaster of the evening.